Saturday, August 16th, just this week, relative to DHS and ICE and our masked secret police force, it was reported this woman's friends and family finally started talking to the media and got some coverage of this story. A woman from Norway and her 6-year-old son, who were in the United States legally on visas. Her other 2 sons and her husband are back in Norway. She was picked up by ICE, and she and her 6-year-old son for the last 3 weeks have been held in a detention center in Texas because there was a problem with one of their visas. The mother had recently renewed both of them, and apparently the visa department screwed something up on one of them. They were here legally. She's a mother with a 6-year-old son. She clearly was not here on a crime spree. In Los Angeles, masked ICE agents yanked a severely disabled 15-year-old boy out of his mother's car and handcuffed him and detained him. They said later on that it was a case of mistaken identity, that they thought this 15-year-old severely disabled boy was a member of MS-13. Do you think that kid actually has any tattoos? They traumatized the shit out of that kid. Think what that 6-year-old little boy in Texas is going through. He has spent 3 weeks in an ICE detention facility with his mom. They were here legally. That 15-year-old severely disabled boy in Los Angeles is here legally. Then we see a massive showing of ICE agents a couple of days ago outside of an arena where California Governor Gavin Newsom was giving a speech in opposition to the Trump administration. So a huge contingent of masked ICE officers just happened to show up, including that douchebag with a buzz cut, I can't remember his name, who I guess is in charge of that for Los Angeles. And he said to the press, "We are here enforcing the law and enforcing law and order, since we don't have any politicians in California who are willing to do so," expressly politicizing the activities of ICE and DHS against the left. And I was thinking, I just went out and got some breakfast. I was thinking as I was driving, in the last 7 months, have we seen a single photograph or mugshot of a dangerous member of MS-13 that has been detained by this administration in the United States? Have we seen a single photo? No. Have we seen a single photo of dangerous drug traffickers that have been arrested by DHS or ICE? No. And you know that this administration, if they rounded up a bunch of MS-13 members on U.S. soil, they would parade those people in front of the camera like you can't even imagine. And it hasn't happened. They are not arresting criminals. They are arresting people who are here in the United States legally. And in some cases, they're arresting U.S. citizens. But on the issue of photos and what this administration was doing in Washington, D.C. this week, deploying military, deploying FBI agents, deploying the National Guard, roving through the streets, arresting people. What did DHS and the White House do with photographs this week? Wednesday night, they went out late at night and arrested a bunch of young black men. And as those young black men were standing in the street handcuffed, DHS, ICE personnel took their photos. And they got all of those photos to the White House. And by Thursday morning, there was a parade of photographs on the official White House Twitter page of young black men in handcuffs. Those photos they have. Those photos they're showing. If they had those kinds of photos for MS-13 members, you can be goddamn sure that they would show them in the same manner. They don't. So they had to resort to arresting young black men in Washington, D.C. All of this is about race and bigotry and restoring their turbocharged version of white supremacy and white male-dominated patriarchy in the United States. Those are the official policies of this government. And I've said it before, the 14 words, a slogan coined by a white supremacist group in the 1980s, is now the official policy of this government. We must secure the existence of our people and a future for white children. Only this administration has added on to the end of that, unless they're sick or poor. Then we don't care. Every single thing that this administration is doing is in furtherance of the 14 words. Everything this administration is doing is in furtherance of Stephen Miller's wet dream of ridding this country of black and brown people, whether they're here legally or not. He said he wants a United States of America that has a population of 100 million people who all look exactly like him. First of all, ew. It's white supremacy, bigotry, and racism, flat out. It is ridding this country of black and brown people, period. It's not about immigration. It's not about fighting crime. It's about white supremacy, recreating a white-dominated America, and setting up, again, a white male-dominated patriarchy. They've been doing this for 7 months, and it's like every single person they're putting into these positions is a bumbling, incompetent boob who has absolutely no idea what they're doing. You gonna tell me Tom Homan is the master race? Stephen Miller is the master race? Donald Trump and his two half-smart kids, Don Jr. and Eric Jr., that's the master race? I mean, how many other members of the master race were best friends with Jeffrey Epstein for almost 20 years, flying on his plane? It's just, the master race seems to be comprised largely of incompetent morons. But, you know, that's just me. Have a great Saturday.